Morning. Slight amount of rain this morning, but not much. So we're gonna go spread some more fertilizer, probably wait for it just to dry off a little bit so we don't track up some of the seed that's in the ground. We should be spreading here in about an hour or so. Then we're gonna do some corn. But while we're waiting on it to dry off, I'm gonna run to the bank, just waiting on Mrs. Brown to uproot herself from the house, and we will vamonos. Ready to go to work?
Yeah.
That's squishy.
This is a family show. What is this?
Door stop. What do you think it was?
Well, when I backed my butt up into it, it felt a little naughty.
We're gonna go get bounced around through a field. Are you excited?
Very.
That ain't that rough of a ride, but we're gonna spread this a little bit this morning now. It's still trying to mist, which is annoying. I wish it would either rain or not. I mean, this is just miserable weather. We're not getting enough measurable rain to help anything, but it's making everything more difficult. Since we got these long passes, let's talk a little bit about how the rates and everything are configured, or how they come up with how much product we're applying. So we're not actually reading each individual grain of fertilizer coming out of this, but we are reading is our belt speed. Our fan speed is determining how far we are throwing it. We're throwing at 80 feet, but our belt speed combined with how far open that gate is and how wide that belt is how it determines how much product we're applying. That coupled with the density of the fertilizer. So by doing some math there, that computer tells me how much we're applying. Did you know that? I don't believe you. All right, this is all the fertilizer we have left, and we also only have 30 acres of wheat left to spread, so we were definitely a little bit light, not much. I did up my rate. I don't know what we've got off. I mean, not enough to really make a difference, but we're probably gonna have about 10 extra acres of fertilizer. We should have had basically just enough to do what we did. Now that extra fertilizer will get used, it just won't get used where we thought we were gonna use it. Mrs. Brown has left the video, but over here back at the harvest crew, we're going to move farms. They actually ran a little bit this morning down here at this big field we've been running. We're moving to a different field to go to a different dryer because we are up against the dryer at the old grain facility. Luckily, they're not very far from each other, so move won't take very long. Me and Brad are shuttling some trucks. Dad and BJ are already on the way in the gleaner and the grain cart, so we turned out some bushels here soon.
Hey, afternoon everyone. I think it's afternoon. Yep, back in the gleaner. Got her fired back up. So we're gonna head down our field, the bottoms. We got road guidance on right now. Got that on, and header control's working. Everything's working. Hopefully, seems like it is. So we'll thank the guys at the High Ag, Travis for coming down Sunday, and Jason and Gus, and then yesterday Travis was down, and Kevin from another dealership on up north, and got everything working and calibrated. Had some problem with their computer, but they got everything calibrated on this. Transmission calibrated, got new transmission, got a new pump. Their gear motor, rear hydraulic motor runs it, the gas and everything, coupler and everything, so we should be good to go, I hope. Hope that takes care of the problem we've been having. Should. So we'll run the gleaner, see how we get along down here at this bottom. Pretty good corn, I think. Hope it's dry enough. We maybe put it in the bin when it's dried, I think. And we got a check strip down here of where I put 28 on right through here with the floater, or with my sprayer and the Y drops, and on over here the rest of it we did with the Firth applicator Brian did. So we're going to see if there's any difference in it. figure out where it's at here. I think we know where it's at, but look at the monitor up here and we can tell where it's at. So we're gonna try to figure that out.
Alright, Dad's just taking off. So this is the field that transmission coupler broke in there about a week and a half ago. So hopefully we don't have that happen again. If you've missed a few videos, the Gleaner has a brand new transmission in it now and a new hydraulic motor, which was on the other side of that coupler. So everything's been replaced in that drive line now, so we should be good. So this is pretty good corn. Now there's a strip till plot down there, and there's a side dress plot right here. So last year we were using an Unverfurth Raptor strip till bar, and we did a side-by-side down here. And last year we were also using an Unverfurth Nutramax strip side dress bar. I did most of the corn we've done, I did with that side dress bar. There's a side-by-side down here that I didn't do with the bar that we did with our sprayer and wide drop. So I'm curious how that goes. We've had phenomenal corn so far up down here. I'm curious to see if there's any difference, how much of that is because of the side dress bar or if it's just phenomenal corn regardless. I kind of suspect the latter, but I'm pretty interested to see that side by side.
Okay, got everything set up. Yellow corn here. I think it'll be pretty dry, it looks like. Pretty good corn. See that? Here's what we're running, 3,500 bushels an hour. That dry corn doing a pretty good job here. Gleaners takes a little bit more time to get set than what the old cloth does, I think. We'll get her dialed in, get some head loss, don't like that. But ain't much we can do, it's so daggone dry, get a lot of head loss. Slow down, slow as they run it. See it bouncing down there. Kernels. So outside of that, doing pretty good, moving right along here. Get a lot of corn there, looks like. Oh, that's good, which I think it is. Places like up here, you can see a place it's a droughty spot, gravelly, pretty close to the ground, the gravel is. Got several up and down through here, places like that, this river bottom, but I think it's probably going to be some of the best corn we've had in there. 147 acres here, 47 acres over there, and 100 acres this field. We've done some of it there a week or so ago on the lower side, got it opened up pretty well. This is a strip through here that I put 28 on with the wide drops and the sprayer. And we'll get on over and see if there's any difference in this. I don't think we'll see much difference enough to tell it. I don't think, maybe so. We'll find out. Then we can figure out something. Which one's the best, wide drops or just the applicator? I don't know. The applicator is the Nutriboss from Unverfurth, 24 row or 23 row, 60 foot. And it was knife and it had a coater on it. Shooting it in with a coater. Then it had a knife. I think it had a knife on it, maybe just a coater. But anyway, it did a pretty good job, I think. So hopefully we can see a difference here. I don't know if we can or not. If there is a difference, we'll find out.
Got back just in time for the first load. So since we are trucking, we're trucking like 4 miles. Brad and I will both be on the road. 4 miles isn't a long time, but at one point Dad said he was seeing 4,700 bushels per hour on the monitor. That's a theoretical number, but if the corn's that good, we will easily be turning 3 to 4 trucks an hour out of this field. We cannot keep up with one truck driver in that. So I think this corn's dry. We're gonna walk over here and test it before we start dumping it. If it is dry, we're gonna put it directly into a bin, which would be great. I don't know what is wrong with this frickin' door, but as soon as you hit open without using the controller, like on the box, it just opens all the way up. I don't know why it's doing that. I keep forgetting about it too. Oh, heck yeah. Good test weight. Dry corn, that'll work. Hey Dad, we're 15.5, 15.5.
I'm about way off in there, looks like about halfway off, okay.
All right, so we can go out and change our distributor to the leg.
I'm about to run 4.5 mile an hour. I'm running 4.5 mile an hour. 4,200 bushels. 4 to 4,200 bushels.
Must be pretty good corn.
235, 250 there.
Pretty good corn. All right, so now the leg is going to this bin. Since it's dry, we won't have to run it through the wet bin, which would be great because the wet bin feeds the dryer. The dryer cannot hit the big bin. So yeah, this is awesome. Lunchtime. WagBars. So we got hot and spicy. Let it be known, if you try a WagBar and you get hot and spicy, maybe have a bottle of water close by. They're good. A little spicy, imagine that. So there is a discount code in the description and you can try some WagBars at a discounted price. Check it out. All right, we're empty. Back to the field we go. Yield the road to the load.
Well, we just did the Y drops. We were spraying with Y drops. Where we did with the applicator. There was about one round. One was a couple bushel bar. The other round seemed like it's pretty hard to. I don't know. Not much difference. Not much difference. So, I don't know.
Man, we are turning out the bushels now. As soon as I pulled in, he's ready to load me. And Brad just left with a loaded truck, so that's 2,000 bushels leaving the field within 5 minutes of each other. That's what we like to see. Let's walk out here while we're right beside where they're running and check how the gleaner is doing. Dad made the comment that this stuff is shelling really easy. It's able to run faster than he has been. And he said it's not really throwing anything out. So let's see if he's checking. Now he did say that he's got a lot of shatter on the head though. I hope this is shatter on the head because there's a lot of corn on the ground. If we go out here and look, I don't see really any corn over here, which is a good sign. Because if corn was out here in this other row, that would mean it came out through the combine. If corn is on the ground and buried under the residue, there's a decent chance it shattered on the head. 15% corn will definitely do that. Right here, Dad stopped and did not drive the machine over here. So we can see like what we see on the ground here is going to be just shatter loss. Definitely losing a lot on the head. So like the combine didn't run over this. This is just through the bottom of the head. So when we deduct that from what we see back here, it ain't too bad. Oh, man, we're terrible at this. Joe Burrow?
No.
This is the day after the big defeat. He hasn't said much.
I don't play for him. I don't coach him.
That's true.
I coached pretty loud last night. They wouldn't listen.
He's got a point. There's not much he can do about it. So when I say shatter, for example, this ear is very dry. Watch what happens when it hits the head. See all those pieces of corn flying? Well, when they hit right here, they do that. Enough playing, we got to go. We are going to be behind soon. Man, I love corn. So much funner than beans. BJ better get to moving or he's gonna be behind. What's he doing? Beans are great because you can knock out a lot of them in a day, but there's not much fun on corn harvest in my opinion. Won't miss a gear all the way home. Now that said, I wouldn't miss one in any of the other trucks either.
Here we go. Look, check stuff. Leaving a lot. My head showing. I gotta run as slow as I go. And stripper plates as close as I can go. There's plates. What the stripper plates are is they're deck plates, some call them. That stalk pulls down through and it hits two plates, goes in between two metal plates. That pulls it off the stalk. The closer you can run then, the less shelling you're going to have. The ear won't go down in there as far. But if you close them too much, then you get so much stalks coming through, breaking off, and coming into the combine. So we don't want that. Plug the head up. But we loss out the rotor's not bad at all. This corn is at the count 59, or 53, 59, or 59, something, I don't know. Put it. 59.82 is what it is. Good corn, shells easy. I'm running 4.5 miles an hour, and well, not quite. I can. That's what I had set on. And run 4,000 bushel an hour through it, and did a good job, clean job, easy to clean up. The other variety we did earlier this morning was seed salt 1158. Couldn't get it cleaned up. A lot of tips in the cob would come in the bin. And the corns, but it's shelling a little harder. As far as yield, both of them about equal probably. Going probably around 140, I'm going to say 140, somewhere around that. Some of this is better, some of them not quite. This is like 231 where I'm at now. Getting this better strip up here, probably at 250 or better. Moisture is like, I think Brian said it's 15.5, so pretty dry. I think it's 109-day corn. So it's dried down good, staying pretty good. Yeah, we're up to 251 right here now, so 16.8, but I don't think it's that wet. I need to adjust the moisture thing. We calibrated the yield, so we're pretty close to the yield. I think we're right on the yield. So that's about what's going on here. But it's a good day shovel.
With this big field, we are turning out some bushels. I think we're probably realistically turning out a little over 4,000 an hour right now. I know I'm getting 2 loads an hour, and I'm on my way back for my 3rd one at the end of 60 minutes. Brad's the same boat, so we're turning out the bushels. Big square rows. He's running 4.5 mile an hour, I think. Good corn. Oh, he's full. Oh boy. Hey, look, even the boss man did it. So he's going to sit right here and wait on the grain cart to come to him so he don't spill anymore. By the time he spins around, fires the separator back up, he will be pumping grain onto the ground. And now it's not a factor. So it turns out our Devastator's hanging there. I thought we had a bearing out. Looking back, when Ohio Ag put that auto steer on, they also fixed our header height control. That was on the head side of things, not the combine side, but I don't think I had my head down enough. And it was, instead of that Devastator spinning, it was just pushing stalks, but working fine now. On to the next one. So the old truck here, it's got the manual crank doors, and to be real honest, we use it, but if we can keep up with the other 2 trucks, the bigger ones, they are a little bit bigger than that one, and we got auto tarps and auto doors, we let that one sit. So that one's just sitting there. Me and Brad get behind, they will fill it. I mean, it's been dumped a couple times, and it isn't like it's just useless. But right now we're keeping up in the 2 trucks we're driving, so there's no sense in swapping trucks every load if I mean, we're getting there waiting on them, so that's working well. If we had one more driver, if we had 3 truck drivers, I think we could run both combines and corn most of the time. But if we had both combines and corn, I wouldn't be driving a truck, so we would need 2 complete drivers, and we'd probably need another grain cart to be efficient. Looks like Dad is just about into the strip-tilled ground. Be curious to see how that goes. So basically, I think there's like 5 or 10 acres down here on the back side of this field that were strip-tilled with the dry nutrients. The rest of it was floated on with the oxbow. I really like strip-tilling, especially with us being a minimal till farm. We're not doing any kind of deep tillage, and I think we were kind of getting some compaction issues. And I also, as much as I like our oxbow floater, I feel like strip tilling's more accurate. That nutrient is basically right on the strip. So if this was strip tilled, there'd be a line of fertilizer 8 inches down in the ground. We'd be planting right on top of it. That crop doesn't have to hunt for its nutrition. It's right there where it needs it. I like that. So hopefully we find out that it was worth doing. Say we're keeping up well. Beautiful skyline tonight. Beautiful skyline, 60 degrees, 250 plus bushel corn. It's a good time. doing this strip till plot right now. One thing we're noticing, this strip till was variable rated, and at that point, by the time I came back over here to spread the fertilizer on the rest of it, we had stopped variable rating because some of it kind of looked bad, and we thought maybe we should not be having a 0 rate on some. So I think some of this has some low rates of fertilizer. I say that because like right there, there's a, that just looks like it's not very healthy corn.
Yeah, more stressing there, it looks like.
And it's not near as consistent. Like over here, I don't know if this pass had more fertilizer than over there. Corn looks taller, but substantial difference, and it's not for the better.
Where we had the wide drops and the applicator, there was a 2 bushel one time, and there was 4 bushel.
So that's pretty much a wash then?
Yeah, it wasn't much. It's hard to tell where you'd run over some of it. Tell where you went to.
So are you still sold on strip till?
Well, I don't think it's a strip till yet, but fertilizer on it like it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So I guess what we're saying is, even though there's a huge difference, I think there's other factors at work here, and I was kind of wondering about that. Like I've said before in previous videos, if we variable rate next year, we probably will, but there will be a minimum. This year we had no minimums, so there was a lot of acres that had 0 potash or 0 potassium on, and that won't happen again. It's like we've done 18,834 bushel for the day. So those little feelers out there, I know some people will say, well, you can drive in corn. We've been driving in corn for 1.5 years. You can definitely do it. Do you see any benefits of having feelers from like a saving money standpoint?
Saving money.
Well, to me, you're more centered in the row all the time and not having as many air bounce.
Yeah, definitely plus.
This is where the gleaner broke down.
I thought that's where you went to let the dog down.
You want some tacos? So I'm switching with Brad, that truck, and maybe that truck up there definitely will hold this. So I'm gonna let him take this truck in, and then he can go on home for the night. So I think we're gonna stop after we finish this 100 acres here, and then that'll be it for this evening. Looks like the neighbor's running their gleaner. They have an S97 just like ours. First year with it. So we had about 2 acres left, and I guess a belt broke on the gleaner. So Dad's just pulling in here. Let's see what kind of carnage happened. I didn't see it. I wasn't in it. Haven't been close to it yet. Well, he's really happy to see the cat. Well, what's the damage?
Oh, God. Everything on the right that side. Both broke the belt. I think they unloaded all the clutch, that belt. When it broke, it wiped out that sensor on the end of it. Took out the radiator, or the hose, water hose that goes to the depth thing. One round left.
Field's cursed. There you have it, folks. Gleaner's down again. So everything was running great. We were consistently turning out over 4,000 bushels an hour all evening for several hours. I think we did a little over 20,000 bushels, and yeah, everything was going smooth. But then it wasn't. So I guess we will call Ohio Ag tomorrow, see what the time is on parts, and go from there. I know some of you are wondering, are we getting frustrated? The answer is yes. We're frustrated.